God's people. I just want to jump on here and share some of my experiences I've had in the last 2 weeks walking with Christ. I just want to share with y'all that God is a holy God. Like, he's holy. He's a holy God. No one would enter into the kingdom with a piece of sin in him, an ounce or drop of sin. You will not enter into his kingdom. These last 2 weeks, I've experienced some intense warfare, I should say. I've had some encounters, It's a part of the journey. It's a part of the walk. These are things that will happen in your life if you are a believer, if you are a follower of Christ. You will have to fight. You're going to have to fight daily. You're going to have to get up and put your armor on daily. I know y'all have heard the saying, new level, new devil. Like it's different rankings of spirits out there, and when you go higher with Christ, the warfare is going to come, so prepare yourself for that. Be ready for that, But back to what I was talking about with Christ, what he was showing me, throughout my warfare, throughout, the near death experience that I encountered. God is holy. He's holy. He told Moses, he said, take your sandals off because the ground you stand on is holy. The ground that he stood on was holy because the Lord was in the presence. So he's a holy God, right? So what does that tell us? That tells us that it's a lot going on in this world, that's wicked, right? But God has his assigned people. God has his touch people. God has his remnant. You have to obey what he's telling you. You have to, especially in this season. It's a lot of leaders out here that are not operating in God's will because their heart ain't right. See, we got to examine ourselves every day. Every day you should be examining yourself. Every day you should be standing in the presence of the Lord and asking him, is anything in me that's displeasing to you? Show it to me or take it. See, some people want God to show it. Me, I just want him to take it. You ain't got to show me, just take it. That's a whole nother battle. So, when he took what was in me this past week, that was a fight. That was a fight for my life. But, all glory to God, and I'm passionate. I'm passionate about his will and his work because I never wanted to do it, but I was called to do it. And I gave him a yes, and a lot of these leaders have been called to do his will and you're not doing it. Your heart ain't right. You're doing your own agenda. You disobeying. That's sin. He rather for you not to know in sin than to know into sin. He rather for you do it that way. But a lot of us know. We know what we doing. See, when I was on the other side, I knew what I was doing. I knew that was evil. All those evil things I done, to people and animals and even to myself, that's evil. I knew that. That was wrong. I knew that. And for a person to be walking with Christ and you're not obeying what he's saying, or you taking advantage of his sheep, that's wrong. That's a condition in your heart, and you will be judged for that. You will not enter into his kingdom. See, this is what's happening right now. A lot of people think because they're not committing a crime, they're not committing adultery, they don't sell drugs, they don't do, things of that nature, And they get up and go throughout the day. They put on their fine dress clothes and go to church on a Saturday, go to church on a Sunday, looking all good for the Lord, but their heart ain't right. Because they sitting in a position to help someone. The Lord has touched them to help someone, and they don't do it. You think you're gonna enter? You think you're gonna enter into his kingdom like that? That's not the heart of Jesus. See, when you walk in that straight and narrow path, when you're walking that path, you're getting closer to Christ. So you should become more Christ-like. And it shouldn't take 20 years for that to happen. Because if your life ain't changing throughout the months, throughout that year, something ain't right. You need to get in the presence of the Lord, because there should be change consistently walking toward Christ, because your heart gonna change. Your thought process gonna change. He taught me how to love. My heart was pure cold. I was a low down person. And that's a nice way of saying it. But God changed my heart. He showed me the love that his son Jesus had when he walked this earth, when he dealt with the sheep. He didn't look at him as an ATM. He didn't look at him as something that he could use for his advantage. No, he didn't do that. He showed him love, and not human love. His love. We can show anybody Jesus' love if we be that open vessel. But you got to check yourself. You got to evaluate yourself. And don't let your heart be hardened. Don't get high on the horse. Humble yourself. You didn't do none of that. God did it. A lot of you, he's giving you visions. He started something with you, and then you got cocky up here. Your ego was stroked. Now you want to do what you want to do. But hide behind his word. That ain't the will of God. I challenge y'all today. Whoever sees this video, I challenge you. Examine yourself. Get before the Lord. Look at your life. See how much progress you've made on the straight and narrow. Because see, if ain't nothing happening in your life, if it ain't no warfare in your life, you on the other side. He already got you. See, y'all be underestimating the enemy. He's very crafty. He's very slick. He's very cunning. He's the master. He birthed it. He's the master of it. So you got to stay in the presence of the Lord. I don't care who you are, what position you got, what title you got. You're still a human being. And you can be deceived. If you're not in the presence of the Lord constantly, if you're not praying constantly, if you're not evaluating yourself constantly, you will find yourself out of the will of God and doing what you want to do. And that's not his will. Stay humble, people. I love all y'all, man, but it's so much error going on in the body. So much error. The devil is just having a field day. Because don't nobody want to humble themselves. Don't nobody want to listen to the voice of the Lord. You ain't the only one that hears from God. God can use anybody to come speak to you. You could be walking down the street and a homeless man come give you a word from the Lord. It could be somebody that ain't even seeking God and he use him. He can use a doggone dog, man. Whatever he wants to do, music, TV, whatever he uses, he's talking to you. But are you obeying? Are you obeying his will and what he wants? It ain't about us. It's about him when you put him first in your life. You got to surrender everything and be sold out for it. It's too much playing. It's too much fake stuff going on. It's too many people being deceived by false prophets. I mean, and they really believe in it. They really believe in it. They're not even testing the spirit. Like, I see it all day long, plain as day. These witches out here just going wild, going ham, having prayer calls. And this ain't nobody discerning the spirit. Like, that ain't no woman or man of God. That's the devil appearing as a light. Get in the presence of the Lord, man. And seek his counsel. Get in the presence of the Lord. Oh, Lord, open my eyes. I want to see. I don't want to be deceived. Because a lot of that's going on. A lot. It broke my heart when the Lord showed. I'm telling you. I had a near-death experience. I had a fight with a demon. We fought. We got down. But all glory to Jesus Christ. I'm still here. I'm still in his presence. We talk every day. Just got through talking to him before I did this video. You know, I just encourage y'all, man. I'm going to leave y'all with something, though. I'm going to leave y'all with James chapter 4, verse 17. And it reads, therefore, to him who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is sin. God bless y'all. I love y'all. This is another Team Jesus moment. Stay in the good fight with Jesus Christ, because it's Jesus Christ or nothing.